this, okay, so that I can send to the group later on. Okay, now just one thing, okay, before I start, today this session here I'm going to discuss about the basic pullback techniques that I used previously. I think like 3-4 years ago when I started to follow Martin that time. So I'm not going to discuss the pullback methods in the masterclass, okay, because few things. First, I think I want to leave the advanced pullback methods, leave it to Sifu Fu because he's the expert on this area. Second is that I think I want to be fair to the masterclass students, okay, which is they paid for it, okay. So hopefully you agree, okay. Type one if you agree with this, okay. Then we proceed, okay. So now like I said, I I will teach you the basic one which I used previously. I think like for example, some member do feedback to me, okay. They say, hey, after masterclass, how to start don't know which to start, okay. So okay, now don't worry, okay. So let me share with you the things how I started previously. I mean, by doing the right things. Previously I started during my university time. The time I don't have any seafood. I just buy some book from Popular. The time Popular is bookstore. Okay, it's the things that we go and grab some material, right? So study here and there, and the time also I think YouTube also getting more popular. So sometimes you watch some YouTube a little bit, then you learn. Okay, now when I start follow my seafood Martin, okay, that time. After I attended his 2-3 days masterclass, okay, the time he's still connected with his seafood builder mind. Now for tonight, for those that who are free, 9 p.m. Okay, today we got a talk together with Dr. Gary Dayton's, and Martin Seafood will be there as well to give a quick introduction, which is builder mind. Uh, he is Martin Seafood. So the time when I attended the masterclass, actually they are together. So after I attended the 3-day masterclass, okay, the time, Martin's asked me to do this. Okay, he asked me to do back testing. Okay, which is the one that I'm plan another section with some with all members. Okay, so let's see. Okay, if let's say I don't know. Let's say the MCO extended. Okay, probably next week I plan one section on the weekends. Okay, then maybe the following week we do the summary things. Okay, so okay, this is first of all like I said, he showed me 3-4 years of data for me to do back testing. So at the time I still got work full time. I take 3 months to complete everything. The second thing is that after I do the back testing already, I started to understand the system. Okay, I started to understand the system well, because the time he only asked me to do one thing. The stock that he picked is purely for line change. Then he give me a set of rules for me to run. Okay, like for example, those that who following the Pentagon guided rules by Alif and Martin now is doing that. You know what is the rules, right? So same goes to the time also. Of course, the time we don't have Pentagon guidance, we only got line change. Okay, so Martin give me a set of rules. He said, okay, these are rules. You do the back testing. Okay, so of course I do already that. I summarize that. I send it back to Martin and explain to him what is going on. What's the things that the advantages, the disadvantages of the strategies. Okay, then only I started to trade on my own again. Okay, of course before I joined Martin, I think I burned my account 2 or 3 times already. Okay, so that's why my confidence is pretty low at the time. So I started to trade on line change. Okay, of course the time market is pretty good. Not to say very good, but at least some of the sector is bullish. Okay, I follow Martin on his old time favorite like Inari, Uchitech, Press Metal, Po Huat Li Heng, Hata. Okay, all making money at the time. I think it's like uh 4 years ago, if not mistaken. Okay, so making money. Okay, using line change. Okay, then I started to realize something. Okay, when I started to slowly doing a fixed thing. Okay, then you started to know. Okay, how you should improve. Okay, from this. Okay, so from there, I actually go to this pullback. Okay, but of course my pullback at the time I don't go into very technical like what seafood food doing right now. Okay, mine is just very simple one. Okay, because I realized that every time when I entered, okay, the first few days sure it would drop. Okay, and has some small losses. Okay, and if you study the chart patterns well, okay, you realize they actually will form a similar setup. Okay, for you to enter with lower risk. Okay, so for those that who are new, especially in the stock market, okay, just started to join, uh I think this is things that probably you want to focus first, okay, which is back testing maybe, okay, and then you focus one strategy. Then from this strategy, you slowly move to others. Okay, so from here also I go for pullback. Then slowly, after that, market's not so good, going into some accumulation or sometimes like shakeout like recently. Okay, now I only go for NS. Okay, a little bit about NS the time. Okay, and then I practice. Okay, then slowly go into like shakeout all these things. Okay, so slowly. Okay, depending on the market stages. Okay, so okay, now let me go through all this first. Okay, maybe here. Okay, again, a quick disclaimer. Okay, I'm not here to ask you to buy a stock, sell stocks. Okay, but just to show you, okay, what is the trade setups that probably at a particular moment will give us some advantage. Okay, so few things that I will share later on. Okay, now remember anything that we talk about pullback or when we say pullback. Okay, it always start with line change. Okay, so without line change, you won't have pullback. Okay, so what I mean is that if let's say the stock, like imagine, okay, just sideways, okay, just sideways, how to do pullback? No pullback, okay, because it's a sideways markets. So remember when pullback happens because the background got a line change. Okay, so when line change happen, okay, so what I'm trying to say is that this line change is very important, okay, for you to study. Okay, because when the pullback happen, you want to see the background is strong or not. Okay, so let's say sometimes it goes up, okay, and then UT, okay, and then few bar pullback, this is a weak setups. Okay, but let's say it break up nicely, okay, break up nicely, volume is high compared to 1 or 2 months ago, and then they start to do a healthy pullback. Now this is a stronger setups. Again, some of the stock, like it break up 50%, this is not a healthy type of pullback because it's too climatic. Okay, so line change is very important. Okay, I mean from my observation, line change is very important. Okay, when you want to trade pullback, because this is the background. Okay, this is the background. You want to see whether the background is strong or not. You see the LC. Okay, so again, hopefully by now, I got like 80 old members over here. Hopefully by now, okay, you know what is LC. Okay, it's a widespread but high volume, break resistance. Okay, of course we are using 18 LC, so it break 18 bars. Okay, 18 bars. Okay, if we are using hourly chart, 18 hours. If you are using daily chart, 18 days. Okay, if you are using week chart, 18 weeks. Okay, so this is what I mean. Now this is again to show the interest by smart money want to change the trend overall. Okay, it can be from accumulations to markup, reaccumulations to markup. Okay, so line change is very important to study. Okay, now again, one things, right, for those that who attended master, probably you all know this really. Okay, so like I said, today is a bit we go through a little bit more basic pullback. Okay, but don't worry, if you don't understand certain things, if you need more clarifications, okay, just let me know. Okay, so now this is uh, just a normal conceptual map. Okay, of course, not all stock move this way. Okay, it can be slightly different sometimes. But okay, what I'm trying to show here is that, okay, stocks that move accumulation or reaccumulation, okay, tend to have this kind of setups. Okay, so most of the time they'll go through a range. Okay, go through a range or sideways range over here. Okay, we got a UT or maybe UT over here or maybe UT over here. Support, test, NS maybe. Okay, and then finally a big breakout. Okay, now this breakout is very important. Okay, because this you want to see a higher volumes. Okay, breaking up. Okay, the higher the barrier it is, but bar don't too climatic. Okay, so like I say, if you see some breakup climatically, like for example, like Cornet, like Parsons. Okay, so sometimes they won't do a very healthy type of pullback. Okay, maybe a temporary one, yes. If you aim for white ball, yes. But if you want to ride the long trend, probably not. Okay, now the method that I'm using, because like I said, I'm a fan of gold ball. Okay, not to say that which is right, which is wrong. Okay, I don't think there's wrong strategy, right strategies, but just that it depends on your type of preference. Okay, so this is things that I always explain to members. Okay, like for example, my strategy, okay, that I'm using, which is I aim for more on gold ball. My winning rates tends to be lower. Okay, if I want to compare with Sifufu or those that member who do short terms. Okay, because I always aim for the big run. Okay, like for example 30, 40, 50% when the, of course when during the bullish market currently cannot. Okay, currently cannot. So that's why I also sold out a little bit of my trades. Okay, but if let's say compared to Sifufu those type, okay, his winning rate is more higher. Okay, but probably his return is slightly slower because like he's discussed also, he share also in the masterclass, he do white ball. Okay, so sometimes pull back 1-2 bar, 5, 10%, 15%, he already troubled already. Okay, so my strategy over here is that okay, sometimes I get 15% already, but because I aim for global, sometimes it drop back and hit my break even or some small losses I have to cut. Okay, example like LKR recently. Okay, so no, I don't think which is right, which is wrong. Okay, but just that it depends on your personal preference. Okay, so for me, this is a method that how you want to use it to identify is the trend still healthy or not for you to ride. Okay, for you to ride. Okay, so far understand this this few parts over here. What does it tell if the line change with low volume? Okay, line change with low volume, technically for me there is no much of demands over there. Okay, so that's why sometimes if I explain like shakeout competed with low volume, but so there's a few stocks that usually I will try to avoid first. Okay, because there's no much buyer into the buy stuff. Okay, so I prefer to look for more volume to ensure that there's more buyer or more strong interest from the smart money. Okay, now let's continue here. Now this is the trades that we are looking for. Okay, trades that we are looking for. Okay, so of course, line change high volume. Okay, line change high volume. When I say line change high volume, not a buying CarMax. Okay, because sometimes it goes up already. Okay, a big LC. Okay, and then some member asked me, okay, oh Zach, this is like a line change pullback already. Yes, it might be from a temporary rebound. Okay, but the edge is not there. Okay, the edge is not there. Okay, so narrow spread bar low volume for more than 2 days. Okay, of course, 3 days sometimes is better. Okay, so this is what happened next. Like for example, after LC high volume, okay, you want to see at least 2 bar or 3 bar. Okay, more than 2 bar is better lah. Low volume narrow spread. Okay, now remember one of the, I think during the live Facebook or some of the training I do mentions, right? After LC high volume, the next day is very important. Okay, because down bar is okay, acceptable because LC will come with pullback, which is normal. The volume is very important. Okay, it must be at least half of the bar here. Okay, lower is better. Okay, lower is better. So it means that the next day you don't see any sellers. Okay, no much sellers. Okay, so the first day strong buyer, okay, strong closing. That's why the LC is very important. I say LC started, pullback started with LC. So the LC is very important, okay? So LC must be strong in terms of the closings. Volume must be strong. The next 2 days, okay, you want to see a healthy pullbacks. Okay, a healthy pullback which will narrow spread by low volumes. You don't form a uptrust, okay? You don't want to see a double high volumes. Okay, low volume is fine. Okay, of course the setup must be above trend 40s. Again, anything with trade pullback is in uptrend, is in the markup stage. Okay, is in the markup stage. Okay, so sometimes, okay, of course, someone ask, okay, Zach is markup, can buy. I mean markup technically trade it can trade easier. Okay, can buy immediately. Yes, okay, but sometimes during the particular time, it's difficult for you to tell is the trend still strong or not. Okay, so you can use this method. Okay, you can use this method. So use LC as your support and resistance. Okay, resistance probably no need lah because it's the markup stage. Okay, probably it will break up higher, but it's a good area for you to monitor as a support level. Okay, as a support level. Okay, I will share with you some of the trades that I do last year. Okay, against I think currently, okay, these techniques, okay, or maybe this basic pullback patterns, okay, is not really applicable in the current market situation. Okay, maybe some of you will ask me, you know, Zach, you said that it's not it's not suitable for now, but why you still teach this method, okay? Because, okay, we never know 1 or 2 months now, okay, what is the stocks that will have a strong uptrend, okay? So that's why actually I was keeping some of my cash right now. Like I said, Thursday I already exited some stocks. Yesterday I don't really enter any stocks already. Okay, like Sifufu, maybe it's right, Sifufu. He said that okay, July maybe a big wash. Okay, then August we have a trend again. Okay, so I was keep your cash, okay, and prepare for that. Okay, so if you look into current KRSC stocks right now, okay, actually there are still few sectors that they are forming a very strong accumulation. Okay, of course you look into the weekly chart because sometimes daily chart is a bit difficult to tell. Okay, if you look into like finance, okay, I think they are doing a strong reversal with a reaccumulation. Okay, CMB still pretty strong. Okay, the one I'm following very closely is CMB Bank. And some of the property stocks, okay, if you look into weekly chart as well, like as we stated, EcoWorld, they are coming with very strong accumulations too. Okay, oil and gas definitely yes. Okay, but oil going up, I just not sure why oil and gas and boosters didn't go up. But no doubt they are doing a very strong accumulations too, based on the weekly chart. Okay, if you look into stocks like Asia, I think they are doing a strong accumulation as well. Okay, so maybe the government is right because by September, the COVID cases will go below 2000s, and all these stocks will have a very strong recovery. Okay, and we want to prepare for that. Okay, so okay, so far is it okay? Sometimes there's no pullback after LC. No pullback, no trades. Okay, for me, very easy. Okay, no pullback, no trades. Okay, because I still got 20, 30 stocks I can look for. Okay, if let's say it goes up, okay, now this is again different things Kok-Fong. If no, okay, now let me ask you this question to members. Okay, if the stock no pullback, okay, 2 LC already no pullback, what you do? Any member can answer me this? Okay, Siu Peng say COC. Okay, Philip say no trade. Okay, look for other stock. Okay, Susan, run away. Okay, okay. Any other members? Okay, I got 90 members over here. Come, let's try. Okay, exit. Okay, assuming you haven't entered. Okay, assuming you haven't entered. You see this stock? I aiming already. Yeah, 2 line change or no pullback. How? Okay, look for 1 hour chart. Okay, look into our chart close to 20. Yes, correct. Okay, look for COC in our chart. Yes, correct. Okay, now COC is different technique. Okay, yes. So sometimes we look into the condition, overall the market condition. Okay, if for example, let's say uh the stock break up already. Okay, so for me is that I will calculate my risk. Okay, if let's say risk is too high, too bad, I go for others. Okay, if it break up but it doesn't come with very climatic type. Okay, maybe you want to look into hourly charts. Okay, COC, again different techniques. Okay, so we got pullback daily. If pullback tak jadi, it goes up. Hourly COC. Okay, hourly COC. Yes, that's what we do. Okay, now let's go back to here. Okay, now like I said, currently probably this is not so applicable, but who knows? Okay, finance, property, oil and gas might show a strong reversal or recovery pretty soon. Okay, after all these COVID cases, getting better. Okay, hopefully. Okay, now this is again sort of example. Just a quick one, conceptual map over here. Okay, before I go into some real chart to show you all. Okay, this is accumulation. Okay, they break up. Okay, they break up. I'll see high volume. This volume is high. Okay, from accumulation. Okay, now these 2 or 3 days here. Okay, again, it's very important for us to monitor. First, you want to see this bar. Okay, this is first clue for you to either you want to still, monitor or not. Okay, this one have to be at least below of this average volume. Okay, against very important things. Okay, so sometimes if you realize, right, some stock heading to resistance already, the next day it dropped with high volumes, it will go back to support. Okay, not to say it will turn to bearish, but it will go back to support. Okay, so or maybe they do a shakeout sometimes. Okay, so if let's say the volume is low on the next day, okay, it's a good sign. It's a first good sign already. All right, But sometimes, of course, like for example, this line change here, sometimes it will be like maybe 10%. Okay, maybe 10%. But this pullback is only 3%. Okay, it's only 3%. So from here to here, if you want to cut loss, maybe more than 7%. Okay, so you don't want it to, you don't want to have this kind of risk, right? Okay, I think you can wait for 1 or 2 more days. Okay, low volume, then the setup is nicer. Okay, the setup is nicer. Of course, in between, let's say you got test and then spring will be better. Okay, so this is the area that you want to look for sign of strength. Okay, you want to look for sign of strength. So use the bottom of this LC. This is the LC. Okay, use this bottom of LC to spot sign of strength. Sign of strength can be narrow spread bar, low volume too. Okay, sign of strength can be narrow spread bar, low volume too. All right. So, okay, let's go to some chart. Okay, I think today we do a very quick sessions because like I said, today is more on very very straightforward setups. Okay, once you know how to read LC 2040s, I think should be no problem for you to execute this trade. Okay, now this is a trade that give me a very super platinum ball last year. Okay, super platinum ball last year, and I used the same methods for entry, the same methods for me to keep me into the trades. Okay, rather than take profits. Okay, now you all just watch these stocks. Just pay attention to this chart first. Okay, and probably you'll tell me, do you can monitor some good pullback setup here? Okay, buy touch 20 line. Yeah, I will buy close to 20 MA. Okay, if let's say too high already, I don't know. I don't want to buy. Okay, like for example here, this is the one that usually I don't buy. Okay, even though yes, it go up lah, but sometimes too far from 2040, it will make a pullback. Okay, so pullback more than 8%, usually I don't like. I don't want to buy anymore. Hold as long as it's above 2040, 20 MA line. Yes, correct. Okay, 20 MA line is important for you to keep your trades for if let's say on the right to trend. Now there's another thing also very important for you to monitor in this case. Okay, some chart is very obvious, some chart don't have it. Okay, so if you're able to spot this kind of chart, okay, try to write together with them. Okay, maybe 30% also good, right? Okay, right pentagon now, wait for pullback completed. Oh, okay, this is actually a last year chart, Vince. Okay, now what I'm trying to say is that in this chart, there is one or maybe two, okay, nice pullback areas after a nice LC. Do you able to spot that? First and next signals after reversal. First and next signals after reversal. Here. Okay, yes, using NS is here. If you're using NS is here. Okay, LC after the second green paragon. Okay. Okay, at GP today, okay, the green paragons, okay. May 20, yeah, around here also. Okay, middle one, okay. Any other members want to try? Okay, I got 90 over members over here, but I only see like 10 to less than 20 member participate. Okay, now okay, you agree with this? This is a healthy pullbacks methods. Oh, sorry, pullback methods. Pullback setups, healthy pullback setups. Type 1 agree, type 2 not agree. Okay, so tell me, is this easy to spot? Is it easy to identify or not? Yes, no. Why yes and no? Yes, red bar volume less than 50%. Correct. Yes, 20 MA at the 20 May is obvious. Correct. Yeah, this is daily chart. Yes, correct. Good support from April. Now, again, like I said, this type of setups, you need to have some trend. So that's why you have to be above 2040s. Okay, supported very, very well. Right. Okay, so again, let me go through here. Okay, I think here we got around two. Okay, we got around two. Of course, the first one is not that uh obvious. Okay, overall. So this is the first one. Okay, actually I enter from here. I enter here. Okay, and if you realize this LC, okay, is actually holding bar. Okay, a holding bar from here. Okay, so of course the first bar, it I don't think this is a red candle because it's gap up. Okay, so you can see the volume is green. Then subsequently the sideways, 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 and you can see the bar getting narrower, the volume getting narrow. Okay, almost hit the low of the LC. So I think I enter somewhere around here when it touched the 20 MA and the low of LC, somewhere around there. Okay, so after that it goes up, line change high volumes. Okay, and it pull back again 3 days low volume. So this is the sign to tell me. Of course, here will be a nicer entry if you want to show momentum. But this is again a sign to confirm that, okay, the background is good, the pullback is good. Okay, so that they will still continue to make some healthy, slowly uptrend. Okay, so if you look over here also, this is a very classic 3-day pullbacks. Okay, so here we got line change high volume. Okay, of course, volume is higher. Okay, breaking above resistance, definitely, yes. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 bar. Okay, you can see volume, low, low, low. Okay, hits 2040, narrow spread. Okay, narrow spread. Okay, so again, it hold well on the LC. Now remember in the masterclass we talked about LC. Okay, LC is one of the signals that require lots of efforts. Okay, it requires lots of efforts. Okay, so whenever LC is tested successfully, you want to pay a little bit of more attention to it. Okay, because it shows that someone's still keen and interested. Okay, someone's still keen and interested. Okay. All right, understand this chart so far? Type 1, yes. Type 2, no. You start to monitor LC after the first NS? Yes, correct. Actually, I use the reversal setups, okay, to answer Susan's. I use the reversal setups that time because last year March is pretty bad now. Okay, everyone thought they're going to go lowest, right? But it make a reversal, so I start to monitor back. Okay, there's 4 tech stock I always my favorite. Okay, of course now no more already. Me Technovation, GF Tech, UWC, and GradTech. But GradTech is the one that I holding. This is GradTech anyway. So once I see the reversal, okay, I start to monitor is there any strong accumulations or not. Okay, NS, I realize there's NS after the reversal. Then I see LC high volume, followed by low volume for a few days. That's where that I entered. Okay, this trade. Okay, actually there's more. Okay, but like I say, recently really don't have. Okay, if you look into like okay, like for example, just now Kofong said, okay, what happened if let's say 2 bar goes up? Okay, even hourly chart will come with these patterns. Okay, so that's why the COC come. Okay, if you realize. Okay, what if LC come with narrow spread bar with short UT? Okay, the one you avoid. Okay, oh, the one you avoid. Okay, now like I say today, we want to monitor only the basic setup. Okay, because just now on the beginning part. Okay, assuming now today's sections, right, is assuming that you don't really understand, okay, what happened on the masterclass. Okay, assuming that, okay, you go through the 3-day masterclass already, you still cannot get the, especially the day 3 lah, when Sifu Fu talk about the pullback. Okay, so today we only focus the setup that is obvious to us. Okay, now if let's say the bar, okay, to answer you, if let's say narrow spread bar with UT, I don't really interested unless it's a gap up bar. Okay, gap up bar is different. Okay, if you want me to go through gap up bar, okay, I'll go through later on. Okay, but I want you all to understand this one first before we go to UT bar. Okay, because this is how it works. Okay, we got pullbacks, right? Of course, pullback can have different type of variants. So of course, this is the one that today I share is the easiest one to recognize. Okay, again, like I said, now maybe don't have it, okay, or maybe less, but doesn't mean that 2 months from now we won't see this. Okay, when you see this, you go for it. Okay, so this is the basic one, which means a clear LC. Okay, the clear LC followed by more than 2 days of low volume pullback. Okay, So this is the easiest one. Okay, the easiest one. Now the one that maybe got different type of variants, okay, or pullback is maybe, you know, like what Sifufu mentioned, you know, the 7MA type, okay, the 7 Dalbar type, okay, and then sometimes the UT type, okay, the UT with gap up, okay, UT with gap up, like for example, previously, if let's say you follow Gokualand, you follow Landmark, okay, there's a different things, okay. Okay, don't worry, I'll go through later if let's say I got time. I think today I should finish quite early, less than an hour, okay, because I think this is like pretty obvious setups, okay. So KGU seems to have a good pullback sell starting from 21st June and have SOS 23rd with low volume LC at low volume LC, at low of LC. However, I guess there is still breakdown because of market condition. Now close at low of early LC. Okay, I'll take a look into KGB because just I got a member also asked me to look into KGB as well. Okay, okay, now this is another chart. Okay, this is another chart. Okay, that I missed out the platinum ball last year. I think I just get a bit of white ball from this trade. Okay, because last year actually lots of this kind of trade, so I keep switching. Okay, and I miss out this gold ball here. Okay, now just again, pay attention. Okay, pay attention to this chart and tell me whether you can spot one or two good pullback patterns or not. Okay, I know some of you might ask me, hey, how to spot this pullback? This one seems like Dalbar high volume, very scary. Okay, you ignore this one first. Okay, today, our purpose here not to know this kind of setups. Okay, we want to know the obvious setup that can get us a trade safely. Okay, without much of studies a lot. Okay, because I want you all to at least the next, if let's say next 1 or 2 months, if let's say we got a nice trend, at least you can get 1 or 2, okay, from these stocks, okay, and write 30, 40, 50% hopefully. Okay, so okay, tell me you all can spot anything for or not. Okay, many SOS. Okay, 16th of October, I think it's somewhere around here, this LC. Okay, LC at the second GP at November. Okay, 11th November. Okay, November 19th LC Dalbar low volume. Okay, the third NS, third NS, where's the NS? This is 1, 2, is it here, somewhere around here, I think. Okay, LC at October 16th. Okay, LC at 10, 11. Okay, December 20, December, somewhere around here. Okay, 2 NS strong support. Okay, price above 20 MA since October. Okay, yes. So again, up trending stocks. Okay, but again, if you realize my this kind of pullback setups, right? Most of the time, my chart here doesn't come with climactic uptrend. Okay, now that's why my problem is that my weakness is that I never get into climactic uptrend stocks because I too used to trade on this kind of patterns. Okay, because I always look into the risk first before reward. So that's why I never. It's not the never, but it's kind of difficult for me to enter climatic uptrend stocks. Okay, because they doesn't come with this type how they pull back. Okay, again, like I said, nothing. It's not right or wrong. Okay, of course, if you're willing to risk higher, you can get a better rewards. Okay, for me is that I always look into my risk. Okay, so now, first of all, this criteria, if you realize, okay, again, I want to add one more criteria is that uptrend, yes, but not climatic. So if you realize most of the stocks that just I show you all, they are actually following very closely with the 20 MA. Okay, they are very close with the 20 MA. Okay, which means they goes up 1 bar, test 1 week, goes up 1 bar, test 1 week. Those time. Okay, they move up very, very slowly. Okay, COC after LC on November. Okay, yes, correct. Actually, in this chart got a lot of COC also. Huh? So COC, if you realize also, COC is one of type of pullback too. Okay, if you know how to pair it together with your LC, right? So okay, now let's go through this. Okay, if you ask me, yeah, actually there are a few over here, but the one that really nice is after this bar. Okay, let me erase. Okay, the one that very nice, that easy to recognize is this bar. Okay, LC high volume, yes, it can fulfill the criteria higher than all this bar over here. Okay, and then the next few bars, if you realize, is very low volume, very narrow spread. Okay, and the best thing, they are still trading above the LC. Okay, they are still trading above the LC. Okay, so this is the best one in these option stocks. Okay, now the second best for me is probably this. Okay, but this is the one that's slightly far a bit from 20 MA. So this one is still the best for me. Okay, then second over here. So again, if you realize LC happens, it must support well. Okay, to ensure that the smart money is still key. So if let's say sometimes, like for example here, right? Example here, LC break ready. Okay, the trend might be weakening a little bit. Okay, so of course this is too far from 2040, so close to 2040 is better. Okay, close to 2040 is better. Okay, so again, is it easy to recognize? One or two? One yes, two no. Easy to recognize? One yes, two no. Okay, again, today our purpose is to look for something that is easy to recognize. Okay, especially for new members or for those that who are just started to do trading, because like I say, maybe August, yes, like Sifufu mentioned, after the big wash, we might have a strong trend. Yes, staircase trend. Okay, yes, correct, staircase trends. Okay, and maybe some of the stock, maybe the COVID cases will reduce. Okay, on August, September, and all the property stocks, all the oil and gas stocks, all the the finance stocks will move in the next trend too. Okay, so you want to get one or two. Okay, maybe your portfolio, you can have 5 stocks, you get 30%, also good for the year. Am I right? Okay, so now one more stocks to study before I go some Q&A and close for today's session. Okay, again, like I said, today is a short, quick one. Okay, but I want to go to straight away to the point. Okay, now again, you monitor this chart. Okay, just pay some attention to this chart, and we're going to discuss later on. Okay, are you able to spot one or two good one? Okay, are you able to spot one or two good one from here? Okay, type 1 yes, type 2 no, if you're able to spot. And what is the things is weird about these stocks? You can share with me also. Okay, now like I said, right, because to be frank, I too used to this kind of methods. So sometimes this over here, I will never ever manage to enter. Okay, unless you use COC. Sometimes COC in our chart, yes, you can spot. Okay, but on daily chart, because the risk to is just not there. Okay, so sometimes I will avoid. Now the one that I think is pretty good, I also trade this if I'm mistaken. This is pre-try anyway. I think I trade, but just a white ball only. I think less than 15%, and I exit rating. Okay, yes, it's over here. Okay, now sometimes it will happen on red pentagon. Okay, so that's why pullback. If you realize Sifufu use pullback, it don't follow the green and red pentagon, because pullback sometimes will happen on red pentagon. Okay, so if you're really familiar with pullbacks already, I think you can trade also in the red pentagons area. Okay, now one over here, then followed by few healthy one. Okay, you can see volume getting lower. Okay, before it breaks up. Now over here, things turns to a little bit not so healthy. Okay, so first we got this LC. If you realize, okay, this LC should be another support resistance pullback, right? But if you realize here, the volume is higher. Okay, but anyway, they break also. Okay, now here is even not so healthy. Okay, so that's why the next few days, at least 2 or 3 days, for me, I'll monitor 3 days. But sometimes, like Kofong say, that after 1 or 2 days, it goes up. Okay, so again, I leave up to you how many days you want to monitor. But for me, I always manage my risk, so I look into 3 days. Okay, I look into 3 days. So here, line change. Okay, again, an area for us to monitor pullback. But if you realize here, high volume bar, down bar some more. Okay, and you know this is the type of the pullback that you don't want to participate. Here, actually, I won't participate also because this bar comes with high volumes already. So I rather look for others. I rather look for others. Okay, yes, sometimes it breaks up, but I rather to be safe and look for others. Okay, now here is the example. Okay, after let's say you still want to enter after you see this bar, you go lower, go lower, go lower. Okay, so which means this LC is already filled to support already. Okay, for this chart, this is Petra anyway because I traded this, so I still remember the patterns. Okay, so any questions so far? I think I almost comes to the end already. It's a bit short. Okay, today it's a bit short because today I don't they don't have much of this definition because everyone know LC. Pullback is very easy in this case here. It's a 2 or 3 bar pullback low volume. You monitor the volume. Then the next thing is that you enter don't more than 8% of risk. Okay. Okay, Gokong said if LC have tail, use the body or tail as a support. Okay, I will use the opening. I will use the opening. Okay, so example, where is my things? Okay, here. Okay, example, this LC, okay, don't have tail. Example here, okay. So I will use the opening. Most of the time, I'll use the opening. Okay, because opening for me, it seems like a more strong support. Okay, more strong supports. But let's say gap up is different. The gap up is different. Okay, assuming now don't have gap up. Okay, gap up maybe I leave it to another section. Okay, because today I don't want to go to too many different patterns. If not later on, uh, there might be some confusion. So I want you to practice this one first. Okay, maybe you think okay, it's good. You can feedback to me. If you think that okay, this session here is good, you understand better. Okay, you let me know. Okay, so maybe 2 weeks from now, I do the gap up one. Okay, so but I want you all to focus one first. Okay, for today. Okay, so like this staircase trend, should we start position after second LC pullback 20 MA? Yes, correct. Okay, now this is like a staircase trend, like for example, Rosalind mentioned. Should we start position after second LC pullback? Which means you enter on the second pullback. Am I right, Rosalind? Your questions? Okay, yes, you can do that also. Which means you confirming the first pullback, then you enter a second pullback. But make sure your second pullback don't too far from 2040 because sometimes the second one, right, the line change will be 20-30% already. Okay, so make sure you enter, stock like Red Tech, UWC previously, the one that I like, because they move up, but they are very quiet. They move out, they don't really tell you, hey, we are moving up like all the tall glove. That's why to be frank with you, right? Last year, I only make once from glove. Oh, sorry, make 2 times from glove. Okay, which is very small one. I think it's just like gold ball, but not platinum ball. Okay, I make more from the tech because tech doesn't have this kind of patterns. All right. Okay, normally you enter how many days after LC appear? I will 2 to 3 days. Okay, but if let's say okay, depending if let's say on the second day or third days, right, it hit the low of LC, holding well around 4 p.m. or 4:30, I straight away entered already. Okay, now let's go back to this chart. Let's go back to this chart. Okay, these are a few examples of the chart that very nice. Of course, I don't know whether going forward we have this or not. Hopefully yes. Okay, because I want to grab 1 or 2 more platinum ball. Okay, like for example, low of LC, right? If let's say 1 or 2 days, okay, they already very close already. I entered already. Okay, and I just wait. Okay, stop loss or take profits. Okay, I will enter from here. Usually third day I will start to monitor very closely already. Okay, as long as I think the risk everything is okay, the volume is healthy. Okay, I will enter. Okay, yeah, today is good though. Didn't have much information. Okay, thank you, Kok Fong. Okay. Okay, volume MA setting default is 20 days period. Maintain that or use different setting. Okay, I think maintain is okay. I'm not so sure because mine I think is 30 by default is 30 MA, right? Or 20 MA. Okay, because to be frank with you, I don't use the MA. I like to use the ratio more. Okay, but of course, if let's say you're still not so sure what is the high volume, low volume, yes, you can use the default. I think the default is 30 MA lah, Ravin. You can check again. Okay, because for me is that I like to use ratio more. I like to use, using my the volume over here to check, okay, is this high volume, low volumes? Oh, by default is 20. Okay, thank you, Teng Long. Okay, maybe it's my mistake. Okay, if let's say in this case you maintain the 20 MA, can you get a good price to buy around 4 p.m.? Sometimes need to queue unless you buy at seller price. Okay, this is what I do, Susan. So around, okay, before 4 p.m., if let's say I'm really interested, okay, for example, in this case, like these stocks, just few things that I do sometimes. Okay, for example, this is okay, assuming 50 cents, 50 cents. So what I do is that around like 12 1 p.m., okay, I know is today is low volume, okay, I will try to park 50 cents and I see whether until 4 p.m. I can hit or not. If let's say cannot hit, okay, I see what's the price is. If let's say maybe it's 0.51, okay, it's still within my risk, I just chase. I just buy at the price, which is a sell price. Okay, so before 4 p.m., I will try to park 1 or 2 bit lower. Okay, but I will ensure that, okay, around like 1 or 2 p.m., okay, the volume still low. Okay, which means, morning they don't have to do all this crazy stuff. I park first. This how I get for my JF Tech WA, to be frank with you. Okay, but it's a losses trade. Okay, I park there and it hit me. Okay, so I get. Okay, if not, then I decide, okay, probably I will chase by 4:30. Okay, so hopefully I answer your questions, Susan. Okay, if there's no more questions, probably I'll go through a few chart. This is a few chart that I get from members. Okay, I'll go for this few, and let's see whether we got any pullback or not. Okay, but to be fair with you, recently I don't really see these patterns. Okay, so that's why I don't really use it a lot. But like I said, maybe we'll see more in the, hopefully 1 or 2 months from now. Okay, now for me, D and O, this volume is here already. To be frank with you, I'm a bit worried and scared. Okay, because this is a climatic movement. Okay, climatic movement. Okay, so that's why again, oh sorry, this is weekly chart. Let's go back to daily. Okay, you can see better. Okay, so we got first here, LC. I don't think this is fulfilling the criteria. So. Because this trend is weakening already, so I think D and O will be sideways for a while. Okay, because here we got some high volume. Okay, and cross the 2040s. So maybe it will form a VCP first. Okay, it's not a stocks that's suitable for this type of pullback. Okay, so maybe it will form a VCP patterns. Okay, Dufu also it dropped below again, but low volumes. Okay, the background still strong, but definitely it's not a basic pullback setup. Like I said, currently really don't have it. Okay, I also cannot find it. Okay, but this is like a VCP. Okay, it's a VCP setup, but they break below. Probably will sideways here for a while. Okay, don't have much of weakness now. A bit similar all the steel counters. They actually break above VCP, but they drop back again. Okay, but in low volume. Okay, average volume. Okay, let's go to KGB and Wong. Okay, KGB and Wong. Okay, KGB seems like a nice LC, but so far it failed to hold. KGB got chance to do VCP. Okay, KGB got chance to do VCP. Wait for the next sign of strength, maybe. but no sign of strong uptrending yet for KGB at the moment. Okay, let's try Wong. Okay, now Wong, you were able to spot. I think Wong got few that is very obvious, right? Okay, yeah, chart like CAB, if not mistaken, also got. Okay, now I recall. When I see Wong right now, I recall of can't remind me of uh CAB. Okay, so few here, one, realize. Okay, a nice one here. Okay, LC, drop low volume here, low volume, and this LC holding ball. Okay, here also. Oh, but this is kind of uptrust high volume lah. So maybe you want to skip. Okay, but here got one, a pretty good one. Okay, here also. Okay, pretty good one. LC followed by 2 bar low volume. Okay, 2 bar low volume. But currently, I think no lah. The down bar cover high volumes already. And if you realize, there's one thing over here. The candle change. Okay, the shape already changed already. Okay, so which means maybe there's a potential change of trend is coming from Wong. Okay. Sorry, what's the stock I mentioned just now? Okay, CAB. I think CAB also got. Okay, CAB is somewhere around here. First one. Oh, SLP. I think it's SLP. SLP. Okay. But SLP is more like a line change. Okay. I mean holding well above LC. Okay, just now Wong is the one that is more obvious. Okay, for Wong. Okay. Okay. So there's a few stocks that I covered. Okay, I think not sure what is your, are you looking for entry exit, but I think DNO, Dofu, KGB, and this three, okay, is still in reaccumulation. Okay, but Wong, maybe you need to be careful a bit because the candle suddenly changed. Okay, for Wong. So usually the candle change, maybe something is going on. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Abu. Stock split is coming. Okay, so yeah, be careful on stock split recently. Okay, because like Prolexus, Samcham, also not so nice after they split. Okay, can show some pullback chart for US and Hong Kong market. Can you give me few stocks for me to look into, Sam? Okay, maybe I go for 2 more stocks before we close. Magni. Okay, remember this technique also can apply in hourly chart. Okay, in hourly chart. Let's say the trend is good, provided the trend is good. But sometimes trend is not good, then difficult to apply. Okay, so far I think Magni is okay because LC here, but this is still in the sideways market. Okay, again you can use this LC here. Okay, so the next day it dropped with low volume. Okay, spring. Okay, still holding back. Okay, so maybe you have to use the low of LC that as your support. Oh, got lots of you are looking into US and Hong Kong. Okay, let's try few. Let's try. Looking for entry. Oh, okay. So Penny, the first stock you are looking for entry, is it? Okay. Remember, like Seifufu mentions now, market is not so good. D&O for me, to be frank, is slightly a bit high. Okay, so I'm afraid they will make a big wash, like all the KGB, all this. Dufu, okay, maybe you can, because Dufu they already do the wash. Okay, so for me, yeah, maybe you can monitor. Okay, for Dufu. Okay, but D&O, sorry, the Wong engineering, I think at the moment is a bit slightly a bit risky. Okay, probably I take few here, then we will close for today's sessions. Okay, so let's try 700. This is Tencent. 10 cent downtrend now, Philip. Okay, Tencent's a bit downtrend at the moment. Okay, let's try JD. Okay. Now this is not a pullback. This is not a pullback. Okay, but what do you can see from here? Okay, again, masterclass students, let me know. Okay, when you see the chart, immediately you spot it already. What is the things that you can spot from the chart? Yes, stopping volume, right? Stopping volume. Okay, remember what Sifufu asked you all to monitor for Seba dynamic? Okay, so for those that who follow Sifufu chat, right, in the group, right? Remember what Sifufu mentioned about Seba dynamic? Okay, you want to wait for the high volumes, right, on down bar. Okay, so yes, JD got stopping volume. Sorry, Casey, are you here? I forgot the stock you mentioned to me already, the solar stocks. Okay, downtrend, you don't want to participate. Okay, stopping volume, go into accumulation. Okay, so yes, they are going to accumulations. Okay, so this is how we read the market stages. Okay, market stages. I think Casey is not here. Jinko Solar. Not Jinko Solar. There's one more. Canadian Solar. Okay, Canadian Solar also making some reversal, but there's one is more obvious. I can't recall. Oh, MAXN. Okay, thank you, Casey. MAXN. Okay. Now this is super obvious. Okay. Kinematics. Okay, and then change of trend. Okay, so maybe you want to buy an accumulation for those that who want to hold long term. Okay, if not, maybe you wait for change of trend again to mark up. Okay, to enter again. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, maybe last one before you go. Okay, let's go for stock from Sam here. Oh, suddenly got high volumes, huh? Okay, so got chance to go uptrend, I think, because again here, high volumes, cross, change of trend goes up. Okay, here got high volume from the bottoms too, so got a chance to change the trend again. Okay, for this counter here. Okay, so now it's 1 p.m. I think I'm going to close today. Like I said, today is just a quick sessions. Okay, for the basic pullback. So let me know, is the session everything is okay for today? Any feedback that you think I need to improve? Anything? Okay, welcome everyone. Okay, so again, like I said, anything that you think that I can do it better, improve, or maybe include, okay, in the upcoming section, you let me know. Okay, if you think that this part I don't understand, that part I don't understand, you let me know too. Okay, so if I got time, or maybe the next upcoming money training, I will include this into the money trainings too. Okay, so with this, thank you. Hopefully you'll enjoy your weekends, and I will see you tonight together with Dr. Gary Daytons and Martins. Okay, so thank you everyone, and happy weekends.